Hello everyone, welcome to the UConn PAES construction project video update. My name is Lou Gett, and today we're going to be taking you through the rec center. So we're going to take a minute and show you on plan the sequence of what has to happen in order to make way for the rec center construction, which is slated for next year. So the first process is the demolition of the Connecticut Commons, and we're going to take you to the field and show you up close in a few minutes. But there is 16 buildings altogether, and today is July 14th. 8 of the 16 have been removed. So we'll show you in the field, Colchester right down. They basically started in this corner to be able to provide access through the Dodd lot into the access over by the School of Business. So the Colchester, Brantford were the first couple to come down, and they've worked their way through Farmington, Guilford, Hebron, and Jewett City is removed. The next sequence to make way for the new rec center is to remove the power that's feeding the Wetton Grad Center. So right now the power comes over here into Guilford into a large underground vault, and then comes over into Ashford into a main distribution panel, which comes over and feeds Wetton. So we can't even demo Ashford until we bring in a new service line into Wetton. So, and that's what we're looking at right here. There's an existing manhole 41. Recently they brought a new service in here. We were putting a temporary transformer in this location over here. They're actually adding a vault to make use for later on. That'll be for temporary power to the construction of the rec center. And they're actually poking through into the electrical room, which is right here. So the shutdown is scheduled for July 16th, this weekend, to make all of this happen so that Ashford can be removed. So the next part of the process to make ready for the rec center, and once the buildings are all removed, then it's to the next step would be to remove the conflicting existing utilities, and that would be the on the Dodd Library side. We have a steam line here that we're going to replace, and I'll show you that in a minute. And the telecom line actually comes over here to a central manhole in front of Brantford building, and actually backfed Wetton over to here. So that's not going to work any longer because it's going to be in the footprint of the new rec center. So both of those utilities, telecom and the steam, are going to be replaced, and I'll show you that in a minute. We're going to also remove a water line through here that's going to be in the conflict. So we're basically going to try to clean the space and make way. The storm drainage is going to get reworked, the demo of the existing utilities, and then there's going to be a profile for the property to sit a little bit. So the big push was to take care of this during the summer so that we can get right into construction early next year through the summer months. So finally, in the process of removing existing utilities and having to bring and relocate some of the existing utilities, now is the time to prepare the new utilities for the new rec center. So the telecom that we talked about just a second ago that is in the way, that's going to, the vault that feeds the area is up here on the corner, and this actually is going to be relocated in the Dodd parking lot here. So the telecom is going to come back over to feed Wetton, well, with a conduit available for the new rec center. The steam line that's going to be removed over in here gets a much better service coming right out of the tunnel. So the steam line will come right out of the tunnel. This is the tunnel with the main steam line service in it. We'll have an expansion loop over here that will come into Wetton. We're also going to make for the permanent power service to the rec center. That's going to come out. So the utilities are going to kind of be brought to the edge here, and that's the next phase of our process over here to make way, to get this work out of the way so we can put the quad back together and not have to go back into there at a later date. So we'll pick up from the original vantage point where we started from. We're on the corner here across the street from the co-op on the site of the new rec center. So most noticeably, the students, the first thing they'll see when they come back is the very exciting banner that now wraps the job site. So the banner is actually a work in progress. So what it actually does is it protects the job site from from pedestrians from falling down, getting hurt on the job site. And it's actually moved to a position of being able to showcase the university, to provide information. So as the history on our banner development went, originally we started with 6 foot and a green scrim, and I made a banner to go on top of the green scrim. And now we've got it to a point where we're driving 8-foot fence posts, and we're putting 6 foot and change banners, and it's really a defined, wonderful look with a lot of information, and quite a lot of design went into the banners well ahead of time. All of the locations were chosen, all of the information was chosen, well in advance of the start of the project. So in years past, it was a plywood sign on the corner and a couple of 4x4 posts. Now right on the cornerstone of the project, the sign is incorporated into the scrim. And it's a project sign that has all the general information, what the project's going to be, how it was funded, who was the governor at the time. It's being managed by the office that's creating this video, Planning Architectural Engineering Services, the architect JCJ, and the construction manager Turner Construction. So this will be in place for the whole job. It will shift from time to time, and it's actually a nice walk to be able to catch up on some different theming on the university. So a little noisy up here, but today is July 12th. We are standing on top of the Ashford dorm, and we'll go through the demo progress at the Connecticut Commons today. So as I said, we're standing on Ashford. We take a look over. That was Branford right in front of us. That's gone. Colchester over here is gone. Derby's gone. Enfield is gone. Then in the corner was Farmington. Farmington is gone. And recently this week, Guilford came down, and Hebron is gone. So today we have 8 of the 16 buildings removed. You can see the excavators at this point are down to the found. This is what they call a slab on grade level over here. They're down to the slab on grade. Most of the corners of Connecticut Commons have full foundations, and what they're going to do is they're going to take the foundations right now down to grade. And they're going to leave it that way until we get the utility relocation going on, because there's a retaining wall that you see on the south wall, and just directly behind that are some utilities that are pretty close and that cannot be undermined at this particular time. So we're right on target to have all of the dorms removed by the time in August, sometime in mid-August. And you can see these buildings here are under abatement. You can see the plastic in the windows. So simultaneous processes in place here. We have abatement and demolition going at the same time to be able to meet the schedule. So they separate the materials. You can see the metals go into one, the general debris goes into another. We have asbestos containers in another area that are palletized. And then when they take the buildings down, there's a separation of concrete. They separate the brick, and then they separate the rebar. You can see a small pile of rebar over to this area over here. Wetton Grad Center over in here, and right now we're in the process. We have to relocate the existing utilities right now. The utilities come over here and tie into Ashford for the main power for the building. Right now you see the way the fence is. We're pulling another source of power from the grid in a manhole over behind that arch structure over there, manhole 41. And that will refeed. This weekend we're going to have a power shutdown to refeed Wetton to be able to disconnect this power source here. That will be on the 16th. So we thank you for your interest in this first phase of the new rec center project. Have a great day.
Remember to subscribe to our UConn PAES channel. Once subscribed, on the left-hand side, manage subscriptions. To the right, the gearbox symbol. A check next to send me all notifications for this channel with the save. Now, anytime we add a project, update a project, you will receive an automatic email notification. We thank you for your interest in our UConn projects. Have a great day.